join us this special event dedicated to recognizing the crucial role of peer reviewers in advancing scientific knowledge and research excellence. Today's theme is Elevating Excellence in Peer Review, highlights how essential peer review is to maintaining the quality and integrity of academic research. Here, I would like to quote a beautiful line. We all need people who will give us feedback, and that's how we improve, isn't it? So, that is all our theme, which is elevating excellence in peer review. We are privileged to have our eminent speakers with us, Dr. Vignesh Khanna sir, Professor at Sri Satya Sai Medical College. Sir will share his insights on the importance of peer review in maintaining the quality and integrity of academic research. And Dr. Balamurgan sir, oral surgeon, oral implantologist, and researcher, sir will share his perspectives on maintaining quality and integrity in academic research, opportunities and challenges of peer review in digital era. And we are also having Dr. Nikita Ma'am, founder and director of IP Innovative Publication, who has been the driving force behind today's event. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you all the speakers for joining us and all the reviewers participants. Thank you for being here. Following these insightful talks, we will present appreciation certificate to our blog contributions and peer reviewers as a token of our gratitude for their valuable efforts. We hope today's celebration inspires and encourages you all to continue fostering excellence in academic research. Thank you for being here, and we look forward to seeing you again for many more years. So I'm going to share my PPT. Is it visible to all?
Yes, visible.
Reviewers Week Celebration 2025. So here is a short intro about Innovative Education and Scientific Research Foundation. Innovative Education and Scientific Research Foundation is one of the leading non-profit organizations dedicated to medical and scientific research. IESRF is associated with various scientists, medical professionals, research scholars, and students who are dedicated to research and development in the field of medical, health, pharmaceutical, nursing, dental, and allied science. IRRO is a copyright society established in the year 2000. It represents the right of authors and publishers of literary work and has global affiliations with international organizations like IFRRO and registered by the Ministry of Commerce and Industries, Government of India. It is the sole licensing authority to issue license to users of copyrighted works of its members, collect royalties on the behalf of right owners and distribute them. Their mission to ensure that copyrights of authors, visual artists, and publishers are protected. To build a strong RRO network that assists the economic and moral rights of creators and publishers. Sponsored by IP Innovative Publication. IP Innovative Publication Private Limited is leading publisher in publication of medical, dental, nursing, pharmacy, print and open access books and open access journals in India and serving since last 15 years. We are currently publishing 53 plus journals and 300 plus books in medical and health science subject. We believe in the power of open access to accelerate and dissemination of scientific research publication, which makes it accessible to researchers, scholars, academicians, and the researchers community. So here below you can see few statistics of IP innovative publication. Like there are many number of articles we are getting day by day, and our maximum of the journals are indexed in Scopus, DOJ, UGC care list, and many more. Now, we are having speaker Dr. Balamurgan sir. Hello, sir. So you are
Hi,
most
I'm here. Yeah.
welcome here. And Dr. Vignesh Kana sir. So before starting, moving forward, I want to ask from all of you, like from our speakers and Dr. Nikita ma'am, what is basically peer review process? What is peer review? So we will start from you. Then after you can share your PPT and we will proceed on from that onwards. Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Dr. Balamurgan, sir.
Yeah, I'm here.
So can we start with the question that what is peer review, and then you will please start with your presentation. Thank you.
Okay. So peer review process is a independent assessment of your research papers by the experts in the specific field. So actually, first, when the manuscript has been submitted to an editor, the editor evaluates the preliminary evaluation has been done by the editors on the paper, after which the paper has been sent to the expert reviewers who are good at evaluating the manuscript in a specific field. So when we obtained uh, adequate assessment from the peer reviewers, we tend to provide reports that will help the author to bring about a better revision for the manuscript, and from there it moves towards a process of publication. So it's a expert reviewing by the peer reviewers.
Yes, sir. So just I in layman language I can see that so that its best, peer review is a collaborative process where authors engage in a dialogue with peers in their field and receive constructive support to advance their work. Basically, peer review has its roots in ancient Greece and has covered or evolved over 300 years to become the bedrock of research publishing today. Whenever an article is published, so first step before is peer review process. It starts from checking the guidelines to the plagiarism and to the final stage. So basically it's a bedrock because it's not an option. Peer review is not an option, it is a mandatory process. Okay, so there is not a double kind of thought, it is a mandatory process. As it at its core, peer review is a systematic evaluation process where experts in a specific field critically assess the quality, validity, and significance of research contributions well before they are published. Peer reviews are employed by academic journals to ensure the preservation and improvement of caliber of the content they publish. This essential step in the scholarly publishing journey serves as a quality control mechanism, ensuring that research is not only accurate but also meets the highest standards of credibility and ethical integrity. Peer reviewers help ensure that only the highest quality, most relevant research is disseminated to the academic community. So, this is all about a peer review process. What is peer review? So, I will start from the qualities of reviewers. We will move ahead after your presentation. So, sir, you can share your slide.
So nice initiation, Khushbu. And Dr. Bala Murugan, welcome to the platform by Innovative Publication.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
This
you so
time,
much. Yeah.
this time I would like to inform you all that we every time our editors are sharing their insight and experience with you all, but this time we selected our great reviewers for the blogging, for the presentations, and I seriously thanks to all of you for your continuous support in the peer review procedures conducted for this much number of journals. So I heartily invite Dr. Bala Murugan sir for presenting his insight. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir, your slide is visible to us.
Visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, got it. Good day to one and all present here. I am Dr. Balamurgan, oral and maxillofacial surgeon and oral implantologist, researcher from ROA Madras Cosmo Foundation Hospital, Chennai. So the topic of presentation on maintaining. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, topic of presentation is on maintaining the quality and integrity in academic research, the opportunities and the challenges faced by the peer reviewers in doing a peer review in the digital era. One of my budding researchers have asked me a question. Once a manuscript has been submitted, it enters into a stage of editors, and from the editors, it moves through the peer reviewing process. He asked me, why is peer reviewing a must? I would say that peer reviewing is not a must, but peer reviewing is a mandatory because peer reviewing is being assessed by the expert peer reviewers of similar field for the materials that has been submitted for publication. There are certain concerns from the authors that whether the reviewers are referred to as criticizers. Definitely not. We actually analyze each manuscripts with a critical analysis, and we provide a better outcome of a manuscript to improve the quality of the draft for the authors. Also, we provide a way towards a process of publication and also for the better scientific outcomes in the research. So what are the traditional methods of peer reviewing process? So one is a single blind peer review where both the name of the reviewer is kept anonymous, but the author's name and the institution of the author is known for the reviewer. But I would not be so affirmative with a single blind peer review because obviously the reviewers know the author's name and the institution, and there would be a chances of bias. The second is a double-blinded peer review, which would be the best option to do a peer review because both the author and the reviewers are kept anonymous in a peer reviewing. So the alternative methods for peer reviewing are the open peer review system. In this peer review system, where the reviewer identities are visible for both the authors as well as for the public. There is something called as a preprint system. Preprint system is nothing but the research paper that has been made public before it enters into a stage of a peer review process. So this is actually cannot be considered because the preprint process must be avoided because any paper must go in for a peer reviewing system, and once it is published, then we will proceed that can be available for the public. Because before a peer reviewing system, when a paper has been left for the public, maybe the research paper would be incomplete sentences, or there may be incomplete flaws which might require further corrections, will disseminate incomplete ideas for the public or the researchers or the authors, where there are chances to imbibe those ideas for the budding researchers. Hence, it must be avoided. The finally is a post-publication peer review system that has been done after the manuscript has been published. So the trend setter in the research community is the artificial intelligence. So how does this artificial intelligence helps to assess the research methodologies? So it helps assess the research quality, validity, and relevance of the manuscript by analyzing, and it compares the study content with the existing literature. It also identifies the personal mishaps or the personal conflicts that occurs in the research methodology and data analysis, thereby improves the manuscript quality. Although artificial intelligence has transparency and it also limits the burden for the peer reviewers, this artificial intelligence has major benefits and advantages. But however, it is not the end of a human peer reviewers because nothing can equalize the skills or the expertise of the human peer reviewers. So hence this artificial intelligence can be considered only as a supporting tool, but not a reliable tool in scientific research. Maybe this artificial intelligence can be taken into consider for a screening process, maybe a plagiarism checkers, maybe for the relevance of a manuscript, we may consider this artificial intelligence software, but not into the methodologies and the result sections. So once we receive the manuscript, we read through the manuscript thoroughly and evaluate it objectively. And either we highlight the strengths and the weaknesses and we provide a constructive feedback. So this constructive feedback is only to improve the manuscript drafting and not a criticism on how the article has been drafted by the authors. Communicate in a professional and a respectful manner and should submit a review report on a stipulated time. Do not review beyond your expertise. So if there is a manuscript that has been allocated for you, which is beyond your field of expertise, and if it is not of your strength, it's better not to review that particular manuscript and put a word to the editors to look in for an other peer reviewers who will be a best suitable to review that manuscript in prior. So destroy the copies after the reviews and do not plagiarize any concerns, and need to follow the journal guidelines of the peer reviewing. So how does the peer reviews look out in a manuscript? So number one is the originality, validity, and the relevance. So from the innovative publications, we receive mail stating for a peer reviewing invitation, whether to accept or decline the peer reviewing invitation. So once we accept the peer reviewing invitation, we proceed with the process of peer reviewing for the entire manuscript. So once we accept the peer review invitation, you will be given with a complete entire set of a manuscript along with a plagiarism report for that particular manuscript. So which helps to identify the originality of that paper. Number two is the clarity. The obtained manuscript should be drafted with clarity without any incomplete sentence formations or proper vocabulary, proper use of words, spelling errors, and those has to be clearly drafted without any bias. Third is the structure. So manuscript should be properly organized as per the journal guidelines. Number four is the length. So length of the manuscript should be adequate for each type of a study the author takes in. Number fifth is ethical aspects. If it is an original research article, the manuscript should be and the study must compile along with the ethical considerations. The ethical committee clearance must be obtained by the authors from the Institutional Ethical Review Board. Number six is the author's knowledge. Whether the author has enough knowledge on the specific criteria. Number seven is the advancements. Advancements as in like if you review the manuscripts and if the manuscript's results has any advancements in a specific field, or this will yield advances in a future research methodologies. Number eight is the interest. If we publish this particular manuscript that we are reviewing, will the readers or the authors or any researchers will be interested to read this manuscript is an interest criteria that we'll be looking at. Number nine is the research question. So what was the research question that made the authors to perform this study to a certain extent? So when we're looking at the specific criteria, the first thing is the abstract. So this abstract is always concise. It's a gist of the entire manuscript. It's a precise and understanding of the overall study. So this abstract must be clearly drafted with proper structure, because once always when you receive a peer review invitation from the journals, it is the abstract that's the first that has been sent for a peer review. So once we look into the abstract, we then move on to the peer reviewing process. So there are many reviewers who may not like the abstract, or the abstract isn't looking interesting or looking interesting. So to proceed with the peer reviewing process, at that stage, they decline the invitation, but certain reviewers may accept for the peer reviewing process. Hence, abstract is most important to should be crisp and presented with clarity.
Yes, sir.
Second is a introduction section. So the introduction should be described based on the topic that has been chosen, and The end of the introduction should compile with the aim or the purpose of the study. So what is the research question that made the authors to perform the study describes your introduction. The heart of the manuscript is the materials and the methods section, because I know materials and method is a little vast and everybody finds it difficult in drafting a materials and method section. So how well the study data and the research ideas are described. The comparisons between the study and the control group should be well defined, and what are the outcome measures that is analyzed with validation. So for example, we take original research study, which is considered like a randomized control trial or randomized control study. We need to follow a consort statement guidelines, which includes first is the study design. So this study design should compile the type of the study, the number of participants that has been included for the study. You include the ethical committee clearances, and next is the informed consent and the inclusion and the exclusion criteria. And next you go in for sample size determination. How do you determine a sample size is all about you need to mention in the sample size determination. And next is a blinding procedure, whether it is a single blinding, double blinding, or a triple blinding procedures. And next you move on to the allocation and concealment. So how do you allocate the participants into groups determines the allocation and concealments. And next will be your groups, whether it's a study and the controlled groups. How do you describe a study and the controlled groups? Say like if you're doing some study related to some materials. So what type of a material you have been prescribing it for the study groups, and what are the materials you prescribe it for the control groups. And next would be your materials required. So what are the materials that have used in your original research study has to be emphasized under materials required section. And next would be your methodology, the procedure of it. Following which, the most important thing is the assessment protocols. So this assessment protocols is nothing but the parameters that you're going to assess in your original study. So for example, say like if the assessment is a pain. So how do you assess pain in a study? So this pain can be assessed through something called as a visual analog scale. So each parameter has to be determined clearly with the assessment protocols. And next would be your follow-up visits. Once a procedure is done, you review the patients or review the subjects after a certain period of time for a follow-up visits. So how do you follow up each visits on a patient? So what are the criteria that you look in for at each visit of the patients? So say like if it is the same pain that you're gonna assess after post-operative first day or third day or a seventh day, you need to analyze whether the pain is less on the study groups or on the control group side. So if it is on the study group side, it is less moderate or a severe kind of a pain that you experience between the study and the control groups. Next is the result section. So when you look at a manuscript, say like maybe it can be a published article or anybody, authors, readers or researchers, when you open up a manuscript, nobody will look into the draft that has been drafted. The entire draft. We always first look into the pictures and the tables. So these tables and figures are the most important thing in an article, in a manuscript. So these tables and figures should be clearly drafted, because these tables and figures gives a clear picture of what your results are. So coming to the results, your result should include a demographic data, literal of demographic data, which would be your number of participants that has been included, and number of male patients and a number of female patients, and what is the average age of your participants included in your study. And finally, your statistical analysis. What are the statistical tests that has been used to check the accuracy of your data through a statistical method with the help of a statistician that has to be described clearly. So there is a clear interpretation of the study outcomes. The tables and figures should be defined for easy understanding, and the data must be validated with a statistical analysis. So in result section, you need to define each parameters that you have assessed in the methodology section. Say like again, if you keep the same pain as a parameter, you need to check whether if the study group has a lesser pain, you confirm that study group has a lesser pain when compared to the control groups, and what is the statistical significance, whether the study group has a better statistical significance or the control group has a better statistical significance, or both the groups are equal, which shows a statistical insignificance. Next, looking at the discussion. So when we look at a discussion part, it is not necessary you need to draft a discussion section on page 2 pages or a complete theoretical parts. So it should always be concise, and you should always interrupt the present research findings that must be compared with the findings that has been already published in a literature. For example, so if you have a study group participant and that has a better significant value, and you compare the same results in a literature that has already been published, and that author had said that the material that you have used in your study doesn't have any significance or any relevance in their manuscript, whereas the other author would suggest saying that there has no insignificance, maybe they would have a clinical significance, which must be compiled together, and you need to project a discussion section showing that your study has a better superiority. How superior is your discussion section by compiling it with the results of the that's obtained from the other authors from the literature. And next is a limitations must be appropriately described, because these limitations set a goal for the future studies. And next is a conclusion. So when you look at the conclusion, the inferences of your study will determine your conclusion. Whether the research question has been already answered, then you need to restate the key relevant points of your study and give a proper closure for the entire manuscript. Finally, coming to the references, references should always be dealt by obtaining the recent articles. Say like you need to obtain articles within 5 years of time. So that will be more relevant. And you need to prefer original articles than the reviewer articles. So what are the opportunities for peer reviewers in a peer review? So one is the professional development. So this helps to enhance the reviewer's expertise and knowledge in the field. So obviously we reviewers will be keep updated on our daily principles of what has been denoted in the scientific research, and also what the field of expertise, and also with the recent trends and technologies that has been emerged till day to date. The networking opportunities. So we get connected with reviewers, with editors, and the researchers in the similar field, and contribution to the field allows reviewers to contribute to the advancement of a scientific knowledge. Definitely, reviewers are two authors also, and the editors are authors also. So, anyways, we prepare our own study research methodologies and get it published. So, thereby we advance the scientific knowledge in our field. Next is stay updated. So reviewers must be stay updated on the recent research and the methodology section. Next is the recognition. So reviewers recognition for their expertise. So from innovative publication, we always get a peer review certificate once you complete your peer reviewing. And so number two, you can obtain your credit points by sending your forwarded mail to Web of Science from the Web of Science. Number three, you have a annual meeting which we are in now, where there is a award ceremonies. You will be chosen as a uh, best reviewers for your recognition as a peer reviewer. Next is the access to the cutting edge research. So reviewers get early access to the groundbreaking research findings before the manuscript is getting published. Number four is the time constraints. Reviewing can be time consuming for volunteers with busy schedules. Definitely yes, because this is actually a voluntary service, and there is no any financial compensations. So many reviewers always find some time to go through the to undertake a peer reviewing process. So that is a time constraints. When in a busy schedule, many of the reviews decline the invitation that has been received from the journals. So uncompensated work. So reviewing done on voluntary basis without financial compensation. Diversity of expertise. So reviewers may be asked to evaluate papers with portion outside the specific area of expertise, which we shouldn't do, because if a paper that you receive and that is outside the area of expertise, you shouldn't touch the paper. You better put a word to the editors to look in for a better peer reviewer who will be suitable to review that particular manuscript. Next will be subjectivity challenges. So reviewer requires objectivity, but personal biases can still impact the assessments. So personal biases shouldn't be there with the journals or with the editors of the journals. If the peer reviewers are 100% enough to do peer reviewing for a particular manuscript, you need to give 100% focus on it. Else, if you have a 50-50 mindset of whether to proceed with the peer reviewing process or not, it is always better you decline the invitation and do not proceed with the peer reviewing process, because the outcome of your peer reviewing would not be a positive one. Overburdened reviewers. Reviewers may be asked to review high volume of papers. Definitely yes, this because there is a high influx of articles that has been received by the journals, and the editors find it difficult to uh, to to looking for a suitable peer reviews for that particular manuscript. So many reviewers are uh, there should be budding reviewers coming up to help in the peer reviewing process. Hence, the reviewers who are already been there are overburdened with a multiple manuscript that has been sent for reviewing process. Lack of recognitions. So reviewers may not always receive adequate recognition for their contributions. And this is like one of the journals where I have reviewed. I have sent a peer reviewing report also, and after which I've just mailed them for some recognition, which I didn't even receive any responses from the other journals. So this could be a lack of recognition that we need to address. So finally, peer reviewers are always a bridge between the editors and the authors. So when you look at from the author side, we always critically analyze a manuscript and we give you a reviewer comments to revise a manuscript. We help you to take forward your study for the process of publication. When you look at the editor's point of view, we always help the editors to arrive at a definitive decision of to accept the manuscript in the present form, or in a minor revisions or major revisions, or to reject the paper. But any peer reviews definitely doesn't have any concern to reject any paper submitted by the authors. So peer reviewing is never been a choice or option. It is always mandatory that any manuscript must be taken for a peer reviewing process before it is get published. Thank you to Innovative Publication team for inviting me as a speaker for the Reviewers Week celebration. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for such a brief explanation of maintaining the integrity. I must say, you have covered from abstract to references. What is the importance of abstract? You have mentioned it very clearly. It should be in a precise manner, because once a reviewer receive a invitation to accept the article to review, he or she only came to know about the abstract and the title of the article. So if your abstract is well written and in a precise manner, then only the reviewer will came to know whether
Accepts.
it is
Yeah.
coming in his category or not, whether the article is coming in his expertise or not. So it is always not necessary to say yes to accept the article. If the article is not in your consider, it is not coming in your expertise, no need to review that. Just decline it, because we have to maintain the quality and integrity.
Quality.
So if it comes in your category, if it's come only in your scope, then only allow and proceed for further. Thank you, sir.
True, true. Yeah.
So
Thank you.
you
Thank you
have
so
covered
much.
the challenges and the opportunities of peer reviewers as well.
Yeah, yeah,
So
sure. Thank you.
uh, a very warm welcome to Dr. S.S. Jha, sir. A very good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
Good, good evening. Thank you. Because of my surgical engagement, I got delayed. Right. So
So
go
your
ahead.
presence always brings smiles on us, because you are such a eminent speaker, full of knowledge. So thank you for being here, sir.
Right.
You can
Thank
see
you.
a big smile on my face.
Really. Uh, I myself am so happy to at least join, though late. Please go ahead.
So I would like to share my slide once again. Ha. So moving forward, So whenever a reviewer receive an invitation to review the article, so basically all our work is done through MPRP portal. So moving forward, I just want to introduce what is MPRP portal. Just a minute. Manuscript peer review process is a web-based portal that can be accessed 24 into 7 under good internet connection. It is a set of editorial services that allows a user to run a journal efficiently. It includes journal pre-publication services, editorial workflow, and post-publication services. We provide a high level of flexibility so you can select the services you need and integrate your existing workflow. It allows smooth flow of all publications function of an editorial office on a single independent platform. No software installation is required, only requires username, password to log in different panels. So if you are an author, reviewer, editor-in-chief, we all are working under one platform, that is MPRP portal. If your research is ready to share with world, your submission portal will help you with a user-friendly platform to submit your valuable manuscript for consideration, and that is MPRP portal. Easy submission, tracking, email alerts and notifications, direct invoicing, peer review process management, user-friendly, integration with ORCID and researchers profile. So you know what is the need to introduce MPRP portal to you? Because uh, we are doing our reviewing work through MPRP portal. So now I would like to welcome Harshita. She will going to explain how a reviewer reviews article through MPRP portal. Harshita? Harshita, you can unmute yourself and you can share your slide.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible to you?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Hello, everyone. Firstly, a very good evening to all of the respected members who were present here. So, I would like to say that it feels very great to have all of you with us for a Reviewers Week celebration. So, all of your presence truly makes this event a valuable one. Let me start with a demonstration of Reviewers dashboard so that it would highlight the key points which needs to be considered while reviewing an article. So, I'm going to share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Harshita,
Yes.
your screen is visible to us.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, firstly, it starts when an article has been assigned to the reviewer from the editorial office to the reviewer. So, once it's done, what happens? The reviewer must receive an email which includes all the details regarding the journal along with the title which has been assigned for the review. So, as per the reviewer reference, so he or she can refer to the journal name and the title. So, accordingly, they can decide either it is aligned with their subject expertise or not. So you can see in this mail there is mention that if you accept to review the manuscript, please click the accept link below. So once the review has been checked, the journal name and the title. Regarding this, he or she can decide either they needs to accept the invitation for the review process or not. So, for example, this has been assigned to the IP Indian Journal of Neurosciences, which has been titled A Case of SOA Sepsis. So, accordingly, if you're going to accept the invitation link, so you have to click on this, then it would direct you to the article page. So, it would include the abstract of the title, so you can refer this abstract and can decide on the review process or not. So accordingly there is an option you can see, I will review and I can't review. So in case you are going to review this, so you have to click on this I will review, and after that you can submit. So now you can see at the top of the page, it was showing that your status successfully saved. Please log in your account and review the article. So once it's done, you have to go back to the mail which has been sent from the editorial office regarding the review process of that particular article. So now here it was mentioned as the login details. So here you can see that email ID and the password has been mentioned. So you have to use this email ID and password to visit on the user login so that you can review the particular article. So let me click on that particular link, and the reviewer has to log in. Now this starts with the entering of the email ID and the password for the review, and you have to make sure that your profile, so you have to log in as a reviewer. Once it's done, you're going to log in. Now you can see that once you log in through your email ID and the password, it would direct you to the review dashboard. So it will look like something like that. So firstly you have to do one thing, that you have to check your profile. In case it's in case it's incomplete, so you have to edit your profile, you have to save it, you have to complete your profile first, and then you have to click on the save profile option. So you can also see that at the top of the page it was mentioned that profile is successfully updated. Once it's done, so on the left side you can see there are several tabs which reviewer can use to navigate through the article or your dashboard. So when you are going to review an article which has been assigned to you from the editorial office, so you have to click on this one, this manage review article. So you can see there's two options. First one is the article for review and the second one is the reviewed article. So now you're going with the article for review. So it would include all those articles which has been reviewed to you, which has been assigned to you for the review process. So this one article which has been assigned to the reviewer. So here you can scroll down and you can check all the information regarding the journal title, the manuscript title, and it also includes the type of the article, the subject
Harshita,
one, and the abstract. So
Harshita,
the reviewer can quickly go through these information regarding the article. So it will give a brief info about the article to the reviewer. Also, you can see that there are two links which includes the similar article in Google Scholar as well as in PubMed. So, in case reviewer is interested to see similar kind of articles in Google Scholar or PubMed, so he or she can go.
Harshita, your PPTs are not moving. Others are getting, your PPT is static now.
Harshita, sorry for the interruption. Harshita, you have
Yes.
to share the screen of the reviewer's dashboard. Actually, your email. We can see the email
आलिया आज
section
पार्टी
only.
है ठीक है खाई थी वो सीक्रेट सेंटर हाँ जैसे नो तो मैंने उसकी प्रिपरेशंस करनी है तो आज मैंने 3 पेज साइंस और मैथ्स लिखा है
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Please mute yourself. Okay, so Harshita, what I'm telling to you, your only email section is visible to us. You can share the reviewer section where you have to paste your mail ID and password. You can start from there. MPRP portal, login as a reviewer.
Ma'am, is my screen visible to you?
Yes, it is
Yes,
visible.
sir.
Your dashboard is also here. So
Yes,
you
ma'am.
can explain through here. Yes.
Okay, so can I proceed?
Yes.
Okay. So what I was saying that when the reviewer is login using your using their email ID and the password, so the review dashboard looks like this. So, in case the reviewer has to check on the article which has been assigned to the reviewer, so they have to click on the Manage Review Article, this one tab. So you can see that on the left side of the screen there are some of the tabs. So these tabs reviewer can use for navigate the article and their review dashboard. So in case they wanted to see which articles has been assigned to them, so they just simply needs to click on the Manage Review Article tab. So here there's an option of article for review. So is my screen changing, ma'am?
Now
Yes,
it is.
now it's working. Yes, Harshita, it's moving.
It's moving? Okay, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So now the reviewer can click on the article which has been assigned for the review process. So reviewer can check that, scroll down in the page, it would include the information regarding the title of the journal, which includes the manuscript title, the type of the article, the subject, and the abstract. So the reviewer can go quickly through these information, so that these information, it would provide a brief info about the article. Also, there are two links which mention similar kind of articles in Google Scholar as well as in PubMed. So, in case the reviewer is interested to look similar kind of articles in these PubMed and the Google Scholar, so he or she can check out. Now, there are two files. The first one is the article file, which has been assigned for the review, and another one is the plaque scan report. So, reviewer has to check the plaque scan report so that they needs to make sure that the content, the article file, the content which includes the article file, it needs to maintain the originality and also along with this the intellectuality of the content. So this Plexkin report can be easily downloaded from this section. So once it's done, you need to click on the download article file. So when you're going to do so, you can see that there's an option which includes the time period of the review. So the reviewer, according as per as their convenience, they can choose the respective time period for the review process. So, for example, it has been chosen as 0 to 5 days. So you have to submit this. Now, this article file, this article file can be downloaded. So once the reviewer has been downloaded this article file, so going through the content of the article, the reviewer can add the comments on the particular sections or the particular elements so that it would be easier for the author to navigate at that particular section which needs the revision and which needs to be improvised to maintain and the quality as well as this integrity of that particular topic. So once the comment section has been done, the reviewer can save the file. And after that, you can see that at the right side of the panel, there's an option of add comment. So the reviewer needs to click on that, and after that you can see that it mentions as the correction type which required. So these correction type includes that as per as the reviewer references and their consideration, whatever their opinion for the manuscript, so they can choose from all these options which needs to be relevant to the manuscript. So either they want to say that the accept paper in present form, or either the minor revisions or the major revisions, and either it is of the rejection of the article. So the reviewer can select any of these. So like in case of minor revisions, the reviewer needs to click on that. And since as I was talking about the file which has been downloaded and the comments has been saved by the reviewer, so if they want, so they can just upload the file here so that the author can navigate through these sections which needs to be improvised, and he or she can go through the particular comments of yours. And after that there's an option of comments. So here the comments can be added like this. So for example, like title needs to be revised. So once the comments has been entered by the reviewer, now they can see that there's an option of grammar check as well. So after reviewing the article file, he or she can decided that about the grammar of the article content. So either it is excellent, good, fair, or and also about the aims and scope. So reviewer has to mention about that the article matches the aims and scope of the journal or not. And at the end they have to mention like the article which they have reviewed, was it complete or not. So once all of the things has been done, the reviewer has to submit the comments. And now once the comments has been submitted, the dashboard looks like this. So it was, so the screen was saying that the thanks for your amazing contribution. So it was validated that the thank you for the reviewing manuscript title, and it includes the review certificate as well. So in order to download the review certificate which the reviewer has reviewed the article for a particular manuscript, so he or she can just simply click on that one, the review certificate, and by clicking on that the review certificate has been downloaded. So this is all about the review process, how the article has been assigned to the reviewer and how the comments has been added by the reviewer. So as I was talking about the articles for review, also the reviewer can check about the articles which they have already been reviewed for this journal. So by clicking on the reviewed article, the reviewer can check about the articles which they have reviewed, and accordingly they can just click on that and they can just check about the review content and the comments which they have been added for that particular manuscript. And after that, in case of any kind of queries or concerns regarding this review process, the reviewer can also refer to the reviewer guidelines, and the reviewer simply needs to click on these reviewer guidelines here as a tab. Now let me discuss about the reviewer credit points. So while reviewing an article, once an article has been reviewed by the reviewer, so for an for each article, the reviewer got one credit point. So in case the reviewer wants to know about the credit points, so the reviewer can check out there. So it would help the reviewers to let know that how many credit points they have at that moment. Also when it comes to the reviewer zone, so the peer review process. So in case of knowing about the peer review process, so reviewer can simply just go through these information, that what peer review process is and how does it work, and what about our double blind peer review process that we followed. And while reviewing the article, there are some of the points which has to be keep in mind of the reviewer, so that the review process can be maintained and the integrity of this review process can be maintained in a quality. So this includes the manuscript submission. This includes the flow chart or the information which you is regarding the submission to the journal. So it includes the submission when the submission of an article is being done to the journal. So once the article has been submitted to the journal, so it just going for the editorial office scrutiny. So after that, if everything's fine, it was going for the editor's initial evaluation. So the editor's initial evaluation, it would include the aims and scope of the journal. So here the responsibility of the editor is to make sure that the manuscript which has been assigned, it must fulfill the aims and scope of the that, reviewer needs to submit the review report to the editor. And after that, the final decision needs to be in hand of the editor. Either it is about the revisions which are required in case of that particular manuscript which has been assigned, and either it is about the acceptance or the rejection of the article. So now here about the reviewer credit points. So as I was mentioned about the credit points, that in case the reviewer wants to know about the credit points they have at that particular moment. So now let me talk about the credit points. So these credit points are defined as particular points which reviewer will get after reviewing a particular manuscript. So provided to the reviewer for those valuable efforts and the time which has been invested by the reviewers while reviewing that particular manuscript. So once the review has been done, so after each review, the reviewer will be eligible for availing the one credit point, and for this, they have been also rewarded with the reviewer certificate. Now these credit points. So, apart from these credit points, what happens? The reviewers can also forward this appreciation mail which they have received from the editorial office after reviewing an article to the reviews at webofscience.com. And after that, they can avail all those benefits which has been done by the Web of Science. So, in case Web of Science will consider the reviewers' review as verified ones, so they also will add one credit points to the reviewers' Web of Science account. So the reviewers needs to keep in mind this Web of Science concept. So it would really help. Now about the redeeming of the credit points. So how can you redeem your credit points? So these credit points can be redeemed in several ways. So it may include it can include the at the time of the registrations of different webinars, conferences, workshops which particularly paid. So the reviewer can redeem their credit points in such cases. Also, while in case of submission of the manuscript with IP innovative publication, so there, when about the submission charges, so here in that case also the reviewer can also in that particular case they can redeem their credit points. So here you can see that one credit point is equal to 100 as Indian currency. Now here are some of the reviewer guidelines which reviewer must be keep in mind while reviewing an article. So there are some of the these involves the complete review processes, which includes the roles and the responsibilities, and along with this there are some ethical considerations as well. So this reviewing needs to be conducted confidentially. So in that case, the reviewer needs to maintain the confidentiality of the manuscript. So once the manuscript has been assigned to the reviewer for the review process, so the reviewer needs to make sure that he or she ensure the confidentiality of this manuscript which has been asked to review. So it should not be disclosed to any of the third party. And since it's a double blind process, so obviously reviewer should not attempt to contact the author as well. Now conducting the review process. So while conducting the review process, a reviewer needs to keep in mind some of the parameters, which includes the originality of the content, the structure of the manuscript, and the last one is the communication with editors and the editorial office. So these three parameters will help in maintaining the quality as well as the integrity of our peer review process, so that we can deliver the authentic document or the authentic research to the academia. Now the benefits of the reviewing. So there are some of the benefits of reviewing an article, which includes the critical thinking and analytical skills. So definitely it would help the reviewers in enhancing their critical thinking as well as analytical skills, and it also ensures the networking along with the collaboration opportunities, and along with these the knowledge. So this review process, by reviewing the articles, as many as articles the reviewer is going to review, so it would help the reviewers in advancing their knowledge in current trends, like what is going to be happen in current trends and how the research is being happening. So this review process helps the reviewers to be in align with the current trends of the research and what is being happening in this field. So this reviewing has been very helpful for the reviewer when it comes to their career development and other things as well. Now about the review checklist. So while reviewing an article, when the article has been assigned, so there are some of the checklists, there are some of the to-do points which reviewer needs to keep in mind, and just to quickly go through these tick points. So firstly, it starts with the title. So the reviewer has to make sure that the title reflect the main subject and the hypothesis of the manuscript. And after that, the abstract, which needs to be summarized and reflect the work which has been described in the manuscript properly. And after that, it includes the keywords. So the keywords needs to reflect the focus of the manuscript, so it needs to be very precise and the concise one. So thus how it reflects the focus of the manuscript, the hypothesis which is going to be which is going to be assigned, or the manuscript title. So it needs to just fulfill the criterias of these hypotheses. And along with this, it includes the background. So while in case of background, the reviewer needs to make sure that does the manuscript adequately describe the background, their present status, or the significant ones. And after that, you can see the methods, the methodology sections. So these methodology sections needs to be includes all the experiments, all the data analysis, and all the surveys, including the clinical trials which are included in that particular title or the manuscript which has been submitted. And once the methodology section has been done, the results, so results needs to be achieved. So the reviewer has to make sure that the research objectives are they achieved by the experiments which has been used in this study, or does this manuscript meet the requirements of biostatistics which has been used in that particular study. And after that, the discussion and the tables, so these also needs to be keep in mind by the reviewer, that these tables and the discussion has to be covered all the objectives and the hypothesis of the article. So the references one, so references, we know that references are very important for an article. So the reviewer has to make sure that the references include the latest one, the important and the authoritative references in the introduction and the discussion section. So the reviewer needs to make sure about the references. So it has to be keep in mind about these kind of key points which are included in in a manuscript. After the references, the quality of manuscript organization and the presentation. So, in this section, it particularly talks about the concise nature and the coherent organization of the manuscript. So, the reviewer has to make sure that is the manuscript is concise, is it well written, or is it coherently organized and presented. So, after that, the research methods and the reporting and the ethical statement. So ethical statement, we know that it is very important in case of a manuscript, whether it is an original research article. So for all the manuscripts, author needs to be submit the related formal ethical documents that were approved by their local ethical review committee. So the review needs to make sure that the manuscript which has been assigned to them and they are going to review it, so did the manuscript meet the requirements of the ethics. So they have to keep this in mind about these ethical statements. So these are some of the key points of the checklist which reviewers needs to be considered while reviewing an article. After that, on the left side, you can check that there's an option of edit profile. So in case reviewer needs to edit their profile, So is there if in case there are any of the particular changes, so he or she can edit their profile accordingly. And after that there's an option of social profile. So reviewer needs to make sure that the social profile of the reviewer needs to be updated. After that there's an option of adding or editing the subject category. In case there are some of the addition or the editing of the particular subject categories which reviewer has been edited for their reviewer for their subject expertise. So in case there are some of the changes, so the reviewer can simply go through this tab and they can add or edit their subject categories likewise. After this, in case the reviewer is interested to know or look for the manuscript which has been submitted by the co-author, so they can simply check this by using this tab. And after that the reviewer, after reviewing the article and in case of any of the thing about the mprp and other processes, in case the reviewer thinks that there are some of the feedbacks or the suggestions which are needed to improve the quality and the integrity of our journals and the academic research, so the reviewer can submit their feedback or suggestions here. So we definitely going to consider it for maintaining our integrity. So this is all about the reviewers dashboard panel. So these are all the important points and these are all the key points which needs to be considered while reviewing an article by the reviewer.
Thank you, Harshita.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, good evening, sir. Dr. Nikita this side, and Dr. Jha sir had joined. So, prior to announce the name of best reviewer, I would like to ask him to give some, insight of him on the reviewers, sir.
Right. Looking into the presentation that has just been given by Ms. Harsita, I must say this was a very in detail, step by step narration from referring referring the manuscript by the editor to the reviewer until the time that he submits it. One thing that I liked is a very open statement that benefit or advantage is to the reviewer himself also, because while he is reviewing, he understands that this is the current status of research, and during this process he also learns something. So not that he has given back to the manuscript the feedback, he also provides the advantage. So I think if we can really learn from A to Z how to give the reviewer's report, that also becomes very important. Right?
Yes, sir. And for this, we had our editorial support and training team. Innovative have their own editorial and support and training team, and we are conducting lots of events on this. So, for going, for understanding more, you can even go through our website. That is the resources ipinnovative.com for reviewers. So here the resources are available for everyone, for reviewer, for editors, for author, and for librarians and general readers also. So when you go through, you have small bites of information on here, how I become a peer reviewer. So when you go through this particular segment, you find a training which we had conducted on the YouTube also, and you can even understand how this particular process done for becoming a reviewer. Like that, also other informations like overview of peer review roles and responsibilities of peer reviewers, how to review an article, ethics and peer review by COPE. That is Committee of Publication Ethics, and the benefit of becoming a reviewer. Then after this whole modules, if you go through play a quiz, you can even find a pathway how to become a reviewer with any of the good journal. So this is in short I would like to share with you about this. And along with this, now I congratulate everyone or every reviewer who will doing his best during the session 2024. And now the names are announced by Harshita and Khushbu.
Thank you, ma'am. So for reviewers guidelines, you can visit to our resource section and check all the guidelines. Now, as we are going near the ending session, it's time to honor and recognize the hard work and dedication of those who have contributed to the success of this event. First, we would like to present appreciation certificate to our blog contributors whose insightful and thought-provoking submissions have added great value to our discussions. Your contributions are truly appreciated. Is my slide is visible to
No,
all of
no,
you?
your screen is not visible, Khushbu.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Now I'm sharing it. I hope now it is visible.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Reviewers Week Celebration 2025. This certificate is proudly presented to Prerna Mehta ma'am. Congratulations, ma'am, and thank you for your blog submission. Next, Vishali, thank you for your blog submission. Dr. Bala Murugan sir, thank you for sir sharing your insightful and thought-provoking ideas
Thank
through
you.
the blog.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Great.
Next, we have Dr. Dhruvendra Pandey sir. Thank you, sir, for sharing your perspective. Next, we have Harshita Sharma. Thank you, Harshita, for sharing your blog. And then we have Adi Narayana sir. Thank you, sir, for sharing your blog. Dr. Ankit S. Thank you for sharing your blog. And Dr. Kumar Guru BN. Thank you for sharing your blog and your insightful, thought-provoking ideas on peer review. Now we are moving forward with reviewers. Next, we would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to our peer reviewers whose expert feedback and commitment have ensured that the quality and integrity of the work we celebrate today. It is your dedication that keeps the standards of academic excellence high, and for that, we are deeply grateful. So now, Harshita, I have shared the slides with you. You can unmute yourself and you can announce the name of the best reviewers.
Yes, ma'am. So let me start with the Best Reviewers Award 2025. So it starts with the Annals of Geriatric Education and Medical Sciences, AGEMS, for which Dr. Anmol Mahani sir. Next, AGEMS, Dr. Amandeep sir. Next one is Archives of Dental Research, ADR, Ritik Kashwani sir. Next, Archives of Dental Research, Anukriti ma'am. Next, Archives of Dental Research, Mohammed sir. Next, ADR, Poyag Jang sir. Then ADR next, Somya ma'am. Ma'am, can you just please change
Yes,
the slides?
it was changed.
Yeah. So the next one is the Archives of Dental Research, which is ADR. So it is for Anukriti ma'am. Next one is the ADR again, Rucha ma'am. Then current trends in pharmacy and pharmaceutical chemistry, CTBPC, Dr. Adi Narayan sir. Next one is CTPPC again, Christian Gavet sir. Next, Indian Journal of Clinical Anesthesia, IJCA, Dr. Pradanya sir. Next, IJCA again, Somchai sir. Next, IJCA, Kirti Sharma ma'am. Next, IJCA, Gajanan Chavan sir. Then next again the IJCA one, Nishant Kumar sir. Next, IJCA, Murli Bhatt sir. Next one is IJCA again, Devang Bharti sir. Next, Indian Journal of Clinical Anatomy and Physiology, that is IJCAP. So it's going for Doctor.
Harshita, you can avoid the 19th one
Okay.
because here in the section of the name it was
Yeah.
written
So
journal
let
name.
me continue with the 20th one.
You can continue with
So
20.
next one is the Indian Journal of Clinical Anatomy and Physiology again, that is IJCAP. So that's Harpreet sir. Next, Indian Journal of Clinical and Experimental Ophthalmology, IJCEO, Dr. C.V. Andrews sir. IJCEO again, Dr. Amit Saxena sir. Next, IJCEO, Abraham Kurian sir. Next, IJCEO, Hana Ranji ma'am. Next, IJCEO again, Dr. Ankit Vashne sir. Next one is IJCEO, Anubhav Chauhan sir. Next, IJCEO again, Hari Prasad sir. Then IJCEO, Dr. C.V. Andrews sir. Next, IJCA to Dr. Pundari Rao ma'am. Next, IJCEO, Dr. Amit Saxena sir. Then IJCEO, Abraham Kurian sir. Next, IJCEO, Dr. R. Renita ma'am. Next, IJCEO, Hana Ranji ma'am. Next, IJCEO, Alok Kumar sir. Next, Indian Journal of Microbiology Research, that is IJMR, Anita Chand ma'am. Next, IJMR, Dr. Santosh sir. Next, IJMR, Shashi Khare sir. Next, IJMR, Dr. Ajay sir. Next, IJMR, Vignesh Kana sir. Next, IJMR, Abul Kalam sir. Next, IJMR, Neelam Jain ma'am. Then next one is IJMR for Abdullah Salim sir. Next, Indian Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology Research, that is IGOGR, Dr. Jalpa Bhatt ma'am. Next, IGOGR, Parneet Kaur sir. Next, IGOGR, Nirmalya ma'am. Next, IGOGR, Dr. Sundari ma'am. Next, IGOGR, Dr. Smriti ma'am. Next, IGOGR, Anita Gora ma'am. Next, IGOGR, Dr. Anima Prasad ma'am. Then next one is for IGOGR, Dr. Jalpa Bhatt ma'am. Then IGOGR again, Vipul Chandra sir. Next, IGOGR, Satyasri sir. Next one is Indian Journal of Orthopedic Surgery to Dr. Ravi Kumar sir. Then it's Indian Journal of Pathology and Oncology, IJPO, to Sunil Jagtap sir. Next, IJPO, Ranjana ma'am. Next, IJPO, Dr. Ifat Jamal sir. Next, IJPP, that is Indian Journal of Pharmacy and Pharmacology, to Aman sir. Next, IJPP again to Dr. Ram Narayan sir. Next one is International Dental Journal of Students Research, that is IDJSR, to Dr. Balamugan sir. Next one is IDJSR again to Sirisha ma'am. Next, IDJSR to Dr. Balamugan sir. Next one is International Journal of Clinical Biochemistry and Research, that is IJCBR, to Dr. Arindam sir. Next, IJCBR again to Umesh Kumar sir. Next one is Indian Journal of Oral Health Dentistry, that is IJOSD, to Dr. Siddharth sir. Next, IJOSD to Dr. AKM Kadir sir. Next, IJOSD again to Lakshmi ma'am. Next, IJOSD again to Dr. Sukhpal Kaur sir. So congratulations to all the reviewers for such a wonderful achievement, and thanks to all of you. So you help us to maintain the quality and the integrity of our review process and to deliver the quality content to our academia. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Harshita.
Thank you, ma'am.
So a great round of applause to all the reviewers for their hard work, for reviewing the manuscript so that we can disseminate authentic research to the world. Am I audible? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So before proceeding on, I just want to need your attention regarding two things. So first thing is that whenever any invitation comes to you regarding accepting the article, so once you click on the download article, now there is time frame. So like in what time duration you can complete the reviewing of the articles. So what kind of problem we are facing nowadays? Now, for example, I am choosing 5 days or 10 days. So what happens? I choose 10 days, but still 15 days goes on, I didn't receive any kind of feedback. So this is creating problem in delaying in the publication process. So please choose the time 5 days, 10 days, 15 days according to your time frame, so that you can review in that time frame specifically. Next thing is that choose only if the article is coming in the journal's aim and scope and your expertise. So these 2 points, please, it's a humble request from my side to consider. And third thing is that update your category. You can update your subject category on the only reviews panel. When you scroll down, there was a section update your category. So you can update the category. If the category is not mentioned in the given link, you can write it down on your own, because there was also a section given to you. You can write your own category over there. It can be included as a subcategory. So please keep a look on these 2 points. So I'm sharing the PPT again. And Dr. Jha sir, I want your perspective. What do you think? How we can improve our peer review process, sir? Sir, you are not audible. Please unmute yourself.
Right. So you have very rightly drawn attention of every reviewer to minimum two things. The first one that you have said is that the time frame
Yes, sir.
must be communicated properly and you must adhere to it. The other point that was being discussed, the points that you get on with, these points are to be translated into rupees for payment. I will like to know from our office how many times we have made payment for review process. I am not
So,
audible, perhaps.
yes, sir, you are not clearly audible. Your voice is
Right.
breaking.
I also felt that something must be wrong. Payment for review. Can you hear this? No, something is definitely wrong.
So actually, no, your voice is like it's echoing. So we are
Ah,
not clear. Your voice is not clearly audible to us.
okay, then skip my comments then.
So now it is audible. So now it is audible. I think you have done
You are
something.
clearly audible,
Yes.
sir.
So now
Right.
you're audible.
Okay, fine. I just want to know that the points that gets accrued to a reviewer, it can get translated into rupees. But how many times our reviewers are interested in accepting the money?
Sir, actually, this particular reviewer credits are not encased actually. These are
Right.
only utilizable during the article processing charges when any author or any reviewer will
Yes.
submit into our journal. Like the APC of any journal is whatever the charges, like 5,000, 7,000, whatever. So that money will be reduced from there. So this
Right.
is not encashable actually. Because
Right.
yeah, because sir, ethical prospect by the committee of publication ethics and all the leading institution who are creating the statutory requirement for the and the guideline for the reviewingship and publication ethics, they are I mean no one is allowed to pay for this work actually.
Right.
Yes.
I wanted clarity on this issue because this was made in the presentation. Fine. So I must congratulate our innovative publications again. Again, the
Sir,
go
you
ahead. Go
just
ahead.
missed, yeah, you just missed the presentation of Dr. Bala Murugan, a great reviewer also from the maxillofacial, oral and maxillofacial science. So now I would like to ask Khushbu to please give a plaque of appreciation to him.
Yes, ma'am. Screen is visible to all.
Yes.
Yes.
So thank you, Dr. Bala Murugan sir, for sharing your perspectives, insight on peer review process. You have made such a wonderful presentation of peer review, how to maintain the quality, integrity, and as we are living in digital era. So what is the role of AI? So you have clearly mentioned over it. Thank you so much, sir. Please accept, sir, as a token of the gratitude. This certificate is awarded to you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank, thank you, Kushbu. Thanks a lot for giving me, inviting me as a speaker for this Reviewer Week celebration, and thanks for the certification. And Jasir, that was one point that has been elicited on the challenges the peer reviewers face in during a peer review.
Right.
But that's not a prominent thing among the challenges. That's maybe one of the thing on the payment issues.
Right. Congratulations for a very good presentation, which I have not heard, but I will
Yeah,
definitely go into onto the YouTube and look into it.
sure, sure. Thank you, sir. Great, sir.
As
Thank you
far
so
as
much.
artificial intelligence is concerned, now there is some permissibility and it can get included into publications. Well, we can discuss it later also. Right.
Dr. Bala Murugan sir, I would like to say that the challenges you have shared as a reviewer,
Yes.
the challenges what you have listed out, we are definitely going to come with the solutions of it,
Yeah.
because you are like, because you have done such a great work, because due to such a prominent and good hard working reviewers, our journals get indexed in Scoopers and DOJ and UGC care list. So sir, we are definitely going to overcome those challenges, and we will consider it. So before ending before giving the thank you note and concluding the remarks, I would just like to share one slide, only one slide, the workflow of peer review process in IP Innovative, short and precise manner. So it was like this. Huh. So first, what happens? Submission of manuscript, initial evaluation in which journal guidelines are checked, then editorial remarks, editorial review, expert review, peer review process, editorial decision for publication, decision and revision. Revision means the author will reattach file after the corrections and the final decision. Then manuscript acceptance. Then it goes to the production house, then copy editing, then typesetting, then proofreading, then publication. So here we are getting the remarks and constructive feedbacks from our reviewers, and from the editors, from the reviewers and from the editors end. So before ending the session, Bala Muruganson and Dr. S.S. Jasar, I would like to know the conclusion remarks from both of you. Sir, please unmute yourself.
Dr. Bala Murugan, you can go ahead with your comments first.
Okay, actually the entire segment of this review week celebration was exceptionally great. Okay, there is no flaws or anything because everyone were good, and whatever we spoke about on the presentations and whatever the challenges or the opportunities, but we need to imbibe all the things in a peer reviewing process that we carry out during the process. So it was a very great meeting that always an innovative publication conducts it in each year.
Right.
So I'm glad to be a part of here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I would like to congratulate the whole team, and the way Khushbu was making taking the lead in getting all the presentations done. So persons in the front, and more importantly, persons in the background,
Yes,
need to be congratulated for the hard work that must have gone through in coming to this stage. And we are looking forward again for tomorrow's presentations. Thank you, and congratulate Dr. Nikita. Dr. Nikita has left.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Stay tuned for tomorrow's session. There is a great panel discussion on the topic related to the elevating excellence in peer review, and the topic is the challenges and opportunities in peer review in the digital age. We are expecting Dr. A. Satish Kumar, Dr. Kripagvalli Nageshwari, Dr. Karthik, Dr. Professor Pritpal Singh tomorrow, and definitely we are having our own Dr. Asis Jha in the panel discussion, and expecting a special comment by Dr. Lalit Gupta sir also. So stay tuned for that, and please join tomorrow as well. Have a great time.
Additionally, ma'am, I would like to thank to all our participant, attendees, staff, and technical team behind the seamless process for their enthusiasm and support, which made this event a memorable and enriching experience. Your contributions, participation, and commitment to promoting best practices in peer review have been valuable, and we appreciate the time and effort you took to make this event a success. Thank you again for your support and collaboration, and we will look forward to future events that promote open access and academic excellence. Thank you for the generous sponsorship from IP Innovative Publication Private Limited. Thank you for your sponsorship. And once again, thank you to our speakers. And there is few announcement. Stay updated. Keep visiting on our website. Please join us on our Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, social platforms, so that you can keep yourself updated for the upcoming events. So stay tuned for editorial event also, which will going to happen in the month of February. Thank you, all of you.